AITA for showing my daughter the text her fiance sent me? I'm a widower with two. 23-year biological daughter, 17-year stepson Adam. My late wife passed away 2 years leaving me to care for Adam. Disabled. Wheelchair born. His sister loves him. She always visits and checks in on him. Her fiance Mike and I don't get along cause of how he behaves around us. Unlike us. Mike comes from a prosperous family and they always tend to show off what they have. Mike treats my daughter well but acts as if me and my family were less than. He doesn't eat nor drink anything at my house. He and his mom make comments about our living space and constantly brag about what his family got. My daughter was visiting and said she wanted me and her brother be at the wedding to share her day. The day I received the invitation, Mike called and expressed how he and family weren't thinking Adam's presence at his sister's wedding was necessary. He went on about his family's upper-class guests and how Adam's presence would feel out of place, and suggested I come alone. I told him my daughter said she wanted Adam there, but he kept coming up with suggestions till we started arguing. I checked with my daughter to clear any misunderstanding. Mike then said Adam could come. I then got text from him talking about how it's his wedding, so I needed to stop sticking my nose where it doesn't belong. He mentioned my son isn't technically family anyway, so wouldn't matter if he's uninvited, claiming I was trying to be mean on purpose to make it hard because I don't like him. He finished by saying that this is my fair warning and that if I choose to make my son's presence at the wedding my hill to die, then I just signed away any rights to any future grandchildren he and my daughter will have. That was it. He kept calling, but I blocked him. I invited my daughter to my home to tell her I won't attend if my son won't. She asked what happened. I showed her the text Mike sent me. She was shocked. Said nothing, just took a picture of it and left. My sisters came the next day saying the wedding was off after a huge argument between Mike and my daughter because of me. Argued that I created this problem when I told my daughter the text. And I could have respected the groom's rules since it's his wedding, but I was being controlling, not wanting my daughter to be happy. Went on about Mike being high class. A man with salary. His own house and car. More relatives were saying they would have had someone watch Adam if this was the issue. But it wasn't. They claimed it was then because of my resentment towards Mike. NTA. The wedding is not off because of you. It's off because of Mike's snobbishness and ableism. You know the old thing about how you can tell a person's true self by their treatment of waitstaff and cashiers? It applies equally well here. Your daughter deserved to know what her fiancé was saying. She might not be happy right now. But your daughter dodged a bullet and you're the one who yelled at her to duck. NTA. The wedding is off because your daughter realized if her fiancé was willing to treat her brother this way, then he wasn't the type of man she wanted to spend her life with. Tell your gold-digging sisters that Mike is now single. They can chase after him if his assets are so important. But you have a family that cares for each other, and that's all you need. NTA. You saved your daughter from getting married to an ableist bigot. It was much better for her to find out what he's really like now than after they're bound together by legal paperwork. NTA. It's also a red flag she took a photo of the message because she felt that her word on having seen it would be changed so much. Sounds like your daughter just found out who her fiancé really is, and thanks to you it was before she got married. NTA. How monstrously cruel of Mike. Heaven forbid they had a child with additional needs together. NTA. Mike is an awful person and you did right by your daughter. Anybody complaining about this as shallow and materialistic. As if just because someone has money they are deserving of endless forgiveness. Completely ridiculous. Your daughter dodged a giant bullet. Mike showed his ass as a terrible, controlling awe. Ultimately it was your daughter's decision. You just gave her information that was incredibly pertinent to her and her life. You're a good parent. Mike played a stupid game and he won a stupid prize. NTA oh hell no! Exclamation mark. Do not your daughter marry that prick. NTA. The ex-fiance would have eventually shown his true colors to your daughter and by then, it may have been too late. You didn't do anything wrong. The ex-fiance did by being I'm very proud of you for sticking up for your stepson like you did and for helping your daughter. Any family not happy about it will get over it. Hopefully. Good luck to you and your family. NTA. You saved your daughter from an abusive relationship. NTA. You showed your daughter who he is. My wedding, my children, my well-off family. IDK who he thinks he is. My family is legitimately wealthy. And close to 5 years ago my brother was hit by a drunk driver that put him in a medically induced coma for over a month to decrease the swelling on his brain. And to this day has weekly CT visits. And twice a month goes to an intensive specialist. It will be a very long time until he's able to live on his own or hold a job. If ever. He lives with my husband and our children. And if anyone in my husband's family were to ever, and I mean ever, say he wasn't welcome, especially my husband, I wouldn't hesitate to walk away. Your son is her brother. He is family. And what her fiancé is trying to do is disgusting. I am so sorry you're going through this and being blamed for his horrible opinions and behavior. NTA. Thank God you stood your ground. What a terrible human being Mike is. A manipulative, vindictive, controlling, selfish liar. Your daughter is far better off rid of him. Yes, it's nice to have money. But it's hell on earth to be married to such a man. And your daughter is far better being poor with a good man than rich with an awful one. NTA. So many issues with that guy. I thought you were going to say your daughter never acted on what he said, but thankfully she did. NTA. Your daughter is too good for him. Best she finds out now rather than after they're married. He sent those hateful texts himself. Did he honestly think you wouldn't show them to your daughter? Dude, NTA even slightly. I'm so glad your daughter dodged that bullet and that you could help her see what an awful guy he was. NTA. Mike created these problems and your daughter is lucky she found out what an asshole he is before the wedding instead of after. NTA. She needed to know what she was going to marry. NTA. She should know who she is marrying and clearly she is blind to how he really feels about her family. Good for you, Dad. You just saved your daughter. NTA. NTA. You just helped your daughter dodge a bullet. NTA. Every single way Mike went about this is extremely concerning and there's a huge red flag hanging over the skies right now. Your daughter loves Adam and wanted him to come. Mike reacted by trying to manipulate you into not bringing him by accusing you of trying to be mean on purpose. Mike doesn't seem too concerned about making your daughter happy here. You wouldn't give in, so he threatened you by saying you can't see your future grandchildren. Mike is lashing out over not getting what he wants. How would he react in the future if he couldn't keep your daughter in line? What would he do to your daughter? It's all very worrisome. I can't speak as to why your sisters are defending Mike, but I will say you are in the right and don't listen to them.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicuricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.